Interesting, Tim. We were talking in a pre-match, and you said that of the teams that we'd seen so far who were undefeated, the Dutch on that list, they were the most impressive for you. Why? Did they back that up today?
Well, because all the criticism on Frank de Boer is that they're not playing the traditional 4-3-3 with the number 9, the big number 9 up there, getting the ball to him. But you see there, Nedum, you just spoke to it, the interplay and the movement and the one-touch passing. I mean, every time a Dutch player has a chance to make an assist, he can pick out 1, 2, or 3 passes in the box. This system is working.
All right, they can play well enough in the attack to advance deep in this tournament. What about the other side, defense?
Obviously, some questions were asked when I think they conceded 2 goals to Ukraine earlier in the tournament, but ultimately they're doing enough. And I think we look at the game today and it did look good, but it was against North Macedonia, who are 4th in the group. And I think some of the goals that they did score, North Macedonia looked very open, and I wouldn't expect that to be the way the team's going to set up later on in the tournament.
All right, so the Dutch 3 for 3 out of Group C. For more on Group C, let's send it across the studio to Taylor, Alejandro, and Dalen.
Thank you, Seb. You just heard, I think all of us have been critical of Frank de Boer coming into this, going into the match, going into the tournament, I should say.
He's looking at you, by the way.
Trained on both of you, and myself, too, if there's a mirror out here. But let's be real. No, even North Macedonia, they scored the opening goal, pulled back, was a really tight offside. They hit the post. Frank de Boer said he wants to put out a strong lineup because he wasn't convinced in their performances in the first 2 matches. Are you convinced going forward?
No, is the answer. And it's a short answer when it comes to the Netherlands, is that I cannot get out of my mind what I have seen from Frank de Boer and Frank de Boer teams. And not only am I talking about Atlanta United in Major League Soccer, I'm also talking about this very Netherlands team. This team was flying in Euro qualifiers. This team was so incredibly creative in the attack. And then Frank de Boer took over from Ronald Koeman, and it was like they were playing with a parking brake. We have seen something better from them in this tournament, and now he's got a big decision. Because you saw Malen today, and the element of speed that he provides, well, do you go back to Weghorst? Because Weghorst is the big striker, right? He's an angular piece to your attack. You're playing into him, and then everybody runs off of him. Now you got to make a decision because this version of the Netherlands looked much better today than what they did earlier in the tournament.
They're playing more vertical now than they were leading up to it. So to Alejandro's point, leading into this, it was very anemic going forward. And so when Memphis Depay has 9 goals in his last 10 appearances, Wijnaldum's filling in the gaps, vertical through the middle, penetrating. But they're playing north to south a little bit more because of the setup. They're playing 3 in the back with wing backs. I think that suits them. Every Dutch team, no matter what, is going to be a liability defensively because Virgil van Dijk is not in that lineup. And that's where they miss him. But I am impressed with how vertical they're playing, which is something they did not have leading into this tournament, which may catch teams off guard a little bit.
I'm impressed with anemic. SIT words. Nice job.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.